Passau, Germany this morning, and an hour ago you couldn't see the sidewalk from our room. It was so foggy. High water marks. And there's 1954, and there's 2013. Amazing. Here's where they are now, way lower. We have some swans down here. And this is the Danube, the second longest river in Europe. We're here at the point of this peninsula, and our boat is right over there. And this is the Danube. And over here, this is the inn, and it's blue-green color because it comes from the Alps. This is a memorial to the victims of the Danube over many years. It's placed on a peninsula where the Danube and Inn rivers meet. This represents the sun. I've got the planets. We'll see later, I guess.
Power station Jochenstein. From this power station was on the left side Austria, on the right side Germany. And about 200 meters behind this monastery was in the former time the checkpoint.
A city had walls, a village did not. Windows that are angled out, and I'm sure that was for shooting in all directions. River, there's a monastery. This was an orphanage.
In the Middle Age, the wealthy salesman Lucas Kern donated in his last will a huge part from his asset for building here an orphanage. And the orphanage was finished 1751. And it is an orphanage too. And Lucas
Trading river.
And on the river Inn came here goods from Italy here to Passau, and the Passauer salesman traded here on the river Danube and to Regensburg to Vienna. But the river were always here important trading ways.
Major trading product was salt.
And Bohemia had no salt, and in this time salt was very needed, was very valuable. It was the only one method to preserve meat for a long time, or to make cheese and for other things as well.
Along with protecting the city from attacks, this tower protected against strong waves in the harbor and stored gunpowder and salt. Today it's part of a nearby school for students aged 10 to 18.
So is a monastery. A monastery to the Virgin Mary.
The pilgrimage church to St. Mary with its prominent towers. Adjacent is the Baroque St. Paul Monastery from the 17th century. A covered stairway with 321 steps leads up to its chapel. It's all stuccoed, but they've painted it to look like stone. Romans were here for 500 years, and right across the Danube, right over there, was German, and they called them barbarians. Part of the university, and it's a library. Look at these beautiful carved doors. Till 1995, this was Customs House. They're in the Schengen agreement, so they don't have to do that anymore. It's inside the old Customs House. The method of execution used here was by using a sword. Today the building is a jazz cafe and independent cinema. Was the town hall. Look at those nice paintings up there. Here's a guy in traditional garb. This measures high water marks. The 2013 flood was 42 feet high, but the all-time record was in 1501 at 43 feet. Many different styles in this Prince Bishop's establishment. But this building is in the Baroque style, and there are some windows, but to balance it off, some of them are simply painted on the wall. One time, Germans wrote the number 4 as half of the number 8. 1803, Napoleon came through here, kicked out the Prince Archbishop, and now the city owns this facility. Consider this to be the most beautiful square in Passau. On the west side of the square is the back of St. Stephen's Cathedral. On the south is the second Bishop's Palace, the new residence, and on the north and east are shops and restaurants. The cathedral sits on the highest point of the town, so it's never flooded. Residents of the Prince Bishop, they were all from aristocratic families of the Habsburg family. Today, the building houses Catholic diocese offices and a museum. Another statue of the Virgin Mary commemorating 100 years of Passau being in Bavaria. The buildings were painted to let illiterate people know what was there. Red was a butcher shop, green was a pharmacy, etc. Gothic style. This is Baroque style. Same cathedral.
It's a great fire here in Passau. It was 1662. A statue from Virgin Mary too.
Saint Severin, Saint Stephen.
Cathedral, Saint Stephen. And here in the North Tower are 2 bells. In the North Tower are 6 bells. Here only 2 bells, while here are the 2.
Monday.
This church has the largest pipe organ in Europe. It has 17,774 pipes. Organ concert, and there's some of the pipes from the organ on a poster. I suppose this would have been the cloister, and we have tons of, I think, tombstones all around inside here. And now these are serious shutters. And narrow it is. Green building is a Dachshund Museum, the little wiener dogs. Another real pretty door with these big heavy shutters. Beautiful ivy and geraniums on the outside of